Hello, hello, beautiful beings, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your September 2022 Collective Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. Before we jump in, I would like to remind you that this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay, let's jump in and see what we have going on for us for the month of September. I do want to share that intuitively speaking, I'm getting this energy of vast transformation, deep transformation. Now, I do feel like this is going to look different for everyone depending on where you're at in your soul journey, what you signed up for while you're here, all of those sorts of things. But I do feel like it's a big month for transformation. And I also feel like for some, this could be some very deep-seated things that are coming up, potentially being triggered for you to transcend, okay? So with the cards, we're going to be looking at this deck here, we're going to be using to see how this transformation, this healing that we are experiencing through the month of September may show up. Okay, we're going to be using the tarot to clarify that a bit more. Then we're going to be using the final two decks to see why this is happening and what changes may come from this, or why this is beneficial for our journey. Okay, so let's jump right in. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what do we need to know for the month of September 2022, please? What are we healing and dealing with? Wow, thank you. That was really fast. Are there more? Yes. I feel like this one here. What are we healing and dealing with for the month of September 2022, please? Wow. These cards are like, what is the word? I don't know how to explain it. These cards are like rambunctious. It's a weird way to put it, I know, but like jumpy. Like they feel like they're kind of all over the place. All right, I feel like there's at least one more in here. That's too many. I feel like there's at least one more here. So what else are we dealing with? Thank you. There it is. Okay. And can you clarify this for us, please? Can you clarify this for us, please? Tell us more about what is going on for the month of September 2022. Okay. Thank you. What do we have going on for us for the month of September 2022, please? Okay. You guys see, like, they're like super jumpy. Like, I feel like there's so many things that want to come out, because here's the thing. Again, I feel like every person is going to be experiencing this energy differently. So it feels to me like there's all of this energy that wants to come out to cover all the things, but I'm really trying to get specific as what we may all be experiencing to some degree. Okay. Anything else, please? Yes. All right. What else do you have for us for the month of September 2022? Thank you. Right. Why might this be happening? What's being activated as we move through these energies? Thank you. Why might this be happening? What's being activated? Thank you. What's being... no. What's being activated, please? Why is this happening? What's being activated for us with these experiences through the month of September 2022? Thank you. Knew there was another one in there somewhere. And why is this important for our journey? Okay. Why is this important for our journey? Why is this important for us, please? I did just look up and see the numbers 444. We were at 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Fours are about foundations and stability, and I do feel like this is why a lot of this is happening. Thank you. right? Because I feel like it's bringing in that stability and foundational change that we need in order to really move into who we're supposed to be, right? Into our soul purpose, into our journey, into the next level or stage of our process here, right? Our life. So very interesting. Let's see. We first here have the Liberator in the upright or light attribute position. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Yes. 100% yes. I definitely feel this energy, right? I've felt like September is going to be a month of transformation. And here's the thing, I keep getting this picture in my head, right? Of essentially coming out of the chaos, the fire, as it were, right? Coming out, finding your way out of it, and then going back in to help others. Like that is how I'm seeing this. And I do feel like this energy is coming through primarily because many of us are being called to mission. Many of us are being called to step into our soul purpose. And in order to do that for many healers, you have to go through the things. You have to free yourself from the things first, heal yourself from the things first, and then you go to help other people. You would not be able to help other people heal if you had not experienced it yourself, right? So I feel like this is huge because this for me is like the time of the healer to step forward, right? We are freeing ourselves from outdated beliefs, outdated ways of thinking, all of the nonsense that we've taken on through programming, through trauma, through wounding, through our ancestral line, through culture, through all of the things. And we are freeing ourselves from that, releasing ourselves from that, putting that weight down. And I do feel like the month of September, as we move through these energies, I want to say like on the other side of September, the energy may feel a lot lighter because I feel like we are going to essentially free ourselves from a lot of things. And I do feel like we're on a fast track, like a spiritual fast track. You guys, I shared this with my group for the August 31st reading, right? I shared with them, it feels to me, so if this is you, this little amethyst stone, if this is you, and this is the creator or God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, it feels to me like we're like, are you ready to jump yet? And you're like, and it's like, too bad, right? Like we've been placed on that spiritual fast track, and I feel like it's because it's like we need to be in this position of being healed, of transcending, of rising up, of aligning more with who we're supposed to be, our highest timeline at this point, right? We also have here in the reverse or shadow attribute position, the thief, stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. So this is really interesting to me because based on what I've learned over the years and my own healing experience, oftentimes that space of lack or that mindset of lack and needing to therefore steal from others is that fear, right? And that fear is of not being enough, of not knowing enough, of, again, thinking that you lack in something and you will not be able to do it, right? So what's interesting about this coming up is this could be triggered within you. I also want to say that you could be experiencing this in your external reality. I feel like those that have been kind of thieving ideas and or not, and not even just ideas, but like the energetic vampires, the ones who like play the victim, right? It's really interesting that I'm getting this energy, but I feel like thieving and various different facets is going to be exposed. So for those that have been stealing creative ideas, I feel like truth is going to come to the surface, like, but that really wasn't you though, right? And it may be these liberators who are like, listen, we're not doing that. Like, I'm not just going to sit back and just keep my mouth shut because whatever. Like, no, this is not happening. Like, I feel like people are going to be exposed more so. The energy that I'm picking up on here is I feel like those that are the energy thieves, the energy vampires, the ones who sit in that victim mentality, who don't walk their talk, who have no desire to change or to move their own energy to help themselves, I feel like this is going to be coming to the forefront. Okay. And I do feel like for some, this is going to be, or start to be, if it's not already, a big annoyance, especially for those that have, even if they've only just started doing the work, right? Because even just starting and acknowledging your own bullshit is really fucking hard. But for those that have been doing this for quite a while and know that it's possible for you to get out of that way of thinking, right? I feel like it's going to be a big annoyance. It's going to be one of those things where it's like, these are not my people. These are just not my people, right? So look for that this month, because I do feel like that'll be showing up, right? And you could potentially experience this within yourself, right? Maybe there are places that you feel you lack, and there are things that you feel like you need to steal in order to fulfill that, right? For some, it's attention, right? Pardon me, I am getting this like burpy fear energy, right? So there's like a fear of not being enough. Like it's I feel like this is a big theme, right, for the month. I feel like a lot of people are going to be experiencing this or be triggered by this in some way, shape, or form, right? But I feel like there's this energy of releasing any fear about not being enough, right? And in doing that, discovering how much you truly do possess within you, right? How magical and powerful you truly are, I feel helps to push that stuff out of the way. And as we've been healing through that, some of us experiencing that energy coming up within other people is going to be like, oh my gosh, right? So I do feel like for those of you who have been experiencing this, like, and potentially feel that annoying type of energy come on, I feel like there's a need for compassion there, like knowing you've been there once, right? And for those who are unwilling to step out of that victim mentality or that lack mentality, then it's like, okay, I'm going to separate myself from that, right? But I do feel like there's fear, deep-seated fear here coming up around being enough or not being enough, like whether or not we are, right? And I feel like that's going to show up potentially in your external reality in other people, where you start to see that, and potentially even yourself, right? And that may be very triggering for you, because it's very possible that if you're seeing this in your external reality, that those individuals could be mirroring that back to you. And so it's up to you to take a look at that and really recognize or see why you're thinking that way, why you're feeling that way, and then transmute that energy. We also have here the mediator in the light attribute or upright position, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Isn't that interesting, right? Because it is this energy of being compassionate, like being able to be very empathetic and put yourself in another's shoes, right? Like, okay, I see why you feel the way you do, but I also feel, or see rather, why this party over here feels the way that they do, or why they see it the way they do, right? It's the ability to play the observer, to gain that or sit in that higher perspective, right? And I do feel like this is coming through more and more, this more compassionate, more balanced, more what is the word, please? This more, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sound like a freaking parrot, but like that more observer's perspective, where you're not attached to one side or another, right? And I feel like this is coming through. It's like, it's interesting because we have that liberator coming up as well. And I was again speaking to my group about something not too long ago, where I was saying that once you start to ascend, and the higher and higher you ascend, the more you align with higher vibrational frequencies and those more flowing frequencies, and you align more with unconditional love, the polarity or duality, excuse me, of everything just kind of falls to the wayside. Like, you just really don't care. You're not attached to, let's say, Republican Party or Democratic Party or whatever. Like, it's not one side or the other, because you know that when you put energy into one side or the other, that you feed more into it, you add more essentially weight to that side of the scale. And that doesn't help anybody. It just creates more polarity. So you tend to kind of back away from that and take this more balanced approach, where it's like, okay, I can see both sides. Like, Okay. Right? You just kind of let things be what they are. And I do feel like this is an energy that we're moving a lot more into through the remainder of the year and as we move on. I'm very fascinated by the fact that we have a lot of blue or bluish energy here. Like this card is blue, this card is blue, this card is like a blue gray. So the color blue may be important to you. If that's the case, if that resonates with you, like there's probably something important here for you. Otherwise, I'm feeling this blue energy very related to like Archangel Michael, cutting cords, releasing things, and divine protection. We also have here the storyteller in the light attribute or upright position, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think something that we miss out on as individuals and fail to see is that our experiences, the things that we have went through and overcome, transcended, those stories that we can share with others, give other people permission, essentially, right? It tells somebody like, hey, I've done this. It's okay for you to try to do it too. Right. And that is part of that liberator energy as well. So I do feel like, first of all, for some, you could experience like a mentor coming in, right? Sharing stories that they've experienced, things that they've, transcended, went through, healed, all of that sort of stuff. And I feel like they could potentially inspire you, encourage you, give you that permission to step out of the box that maybe you've been in, right? For others of you, I feel like you may be growing more comfortable with sharing your story, with saying, like, hey, I started here and now I'm here. You can do it too. It may not look the same way that it did for me, but it is possible, right? So, very similarly, like I'm thinking about this as like a parenting book, right? Like when you first have kids, if you have experienced that, you go to buy like a parenting book and it gives you the general idea of how to care for a child, right? You answers a majority of your general questions, but each child is an individual. Each child responds to things differently. And so it's like it's not a one size fits all. Like there's gray area. And that's kind of how I'm seeing this, right? Like we all are born, we live, we die, right? So there's kind of like a general, this is kind of how life unfolds type of thing. But each person's story is different. And I feel like each person's story has something within it that could be helpful for someone else. And I do feel like we're coming to realize this. And I do feel like we're being given the opportunity through the month of September to look back and see how far we've come and to share that with other people. And finally, we have the Prince in the upright or light attribute position, romantic charm and potential for power. Now, what I find fascinating about this card, first of all, we're back to blue again, number one. Number two, I'm really picking up on this more sacred masculine or divine masculine, natural masculine, however you want to look at it, energy. Because I do feel like we're trying to bring a balance as a collective. And I do feel like this is kind of like the plan, as it were, to really move out of that patriarchal dominated society and move more into a balanced society of both sides of masculine and feminine energy. That being said, we have romantic charm and potential for power with this prince here. And I do feel like there's something here about that masculine energy softening. Okay, softening. And I feel like I do feel like this has already been occurring. I do feel like there are, and I have had people share with me that this is happening in their own life. Um, but I do feel like you will start to see this more and more and more and more. Okay. I also feel like for some, like your prince may be coming in. We do have that universal six energy coming in for the month of September, which is, I mean, around like the lovers, right? It is that lover energy in the tarot. And it is about like harmony and love and alignment and all that sort of thing. So that prince charming, as it were, whether that be a male or female for you, could potentially be coming in very romantically, I might say. So take it as it resonates with you, right? But I do want to share, like, we have all this blue energy and then the one green. And I feel like that green energy is the healing. It's always been this healing type of energy for me. And I feel like us telling our story, I feel like is far more healing than what we think. It's very therapeutic. We've been taught to kind of keep the things in, to not share because it makes us vulnerable, which makes us weak, right? Which is completely false, of course. And I feel like being able to tell our story and to share it with people that it may also help, I feel like is very therapeutic for us. It's very healing for us. And I feel like that's what that's representing there. So, but take it as it resonates with you. Beautiful. Holy crap, you guys. I love this so much because straight out the gate, we have the 10 of Cups. And that 10 of Cups is that inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams coming true. I have all over body chills because this is what I feel like we're working toward. I feel like we're leaving behind all of the nonsense, fuckery garbage that we've been programmed to believe. You must get married. You must go to college. You must get a job. You must buy a house. It must be this much. And in order to be important, you must work this many hours and have this amount of money and drive this kind of car and blah, blah, blah. Ugh. I feel like we're getting rid of that. I feel like we're moving more into this energy of I'm going to do what makes me feel fulfilled and happy within myself. I'm going to do and follow and pursue what for me would be a dream come true, because that's what this 10 of Cups is, dreams coming true. And I do feel that there are some that have been healing and going through the things and making room. And I do feel like for some of those people, like these dreams are going to be coming true because they've allowed and made space for this higher vibrational energy to come in, for those blessings, as it were, those dreams coming true to be coming in. And that's all of your cups filled. Like this is you being fulfilled, right? Wanting for nothing. And that is absolutely beautiful. We have the 9 of Swords here as well in the reverse. And this is an energy here of hope. Hope. And I feel like this is something that we're recognizing as incredibly powerful, right? I feel like we have been kind of programmed to believe like things are what they are. We're so small and insignificant that we can't change them, right? And I feel like we've been given glimpses to what's actually possible. And I feel like it's awoken, if you will, this hope within us. I feel like we're starting to see, because here in the upright, the 9 of Swords is like nightmares, anxiety, hopelessness, trauma is like, you know, things that are waking you up out of your sleep that you're worrying about and all the things. And I feel like we're like, this does not serve us. Worrying has done absolutely fucking nothing for me. I'm not doing that anymore. Like I'm hoping for something better. And I feel like part of that is because you've seen what the power of hope can do. Now that may be for some very specific individuals, but I just feel like we're seeing that anxiety does nothing. And hope can do so much, right? If you look at two different people, you place them side by side, and one is completely riddled with fear and the other with hope, the one in fear will likely stay exactly where the fuck they're at, regardless of what that means, right? They will stay there and die because they're more comfortable. And so in that like space that they feel safer with where they're at. And that fear has paralyzed them so that they would stay in that same space and die versus going somewhere else. Where the person with hope is going to do whatever they can possibly imagine, think of, utilize. They're going to do whatever they can to keep moving, right? So I feel like that's what this energy is coming forward as. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is an energy of overwhelm, really. It's trying to juggle a lot of different spaces of yourself, right? It's being unbalanced or imbalanced within yourself and being a bit disorganized. And here's the thing, I feel like with this 2 of Pentacles for us for the month of September, I feel like it's more of this feeling of overwhelm. Like, and actually as I tap into the energy, like I actually kind of feel like I'm like there's pressure on my chest almost, like I'm suffocating, right? Because I feel like I feel like for many, there's this, first of all, how do I word this? For some, there's this energy of um, sitting in a space of overwhelm does nothing for me, and recognizing that, right? Recognizing that it brings this imbalance. And then for others, I feel like there's this energy of tremendous overwhelm because they're experiencing this desire to be fulfilled within, and are, I want to say, feeling with this Nine of Swords here, it feels almost like they are pursuant of that inner fulfillment and fear. I feel like they understand or are coming to some sort of understanding that fear has kept them stuck to some extent. And I feel like for some, there's been this energy of like reaching out for help, right? Whether that be in prayer, meditation, even if it's just them speaking to themselves or maybe to friends or whatever it is, right? And I feel like this is that questioning of things. They started questioning their reality, which triggers this awakening. And that brings about this energy of overwhelm because it's that experience of discovering that there are more facets of yourself than what you previously thought, right? And I feel like that can be incredibly overwhelming. Look at this, but there are brighter days ahead because the sun is fucking coming out. I love this. The sun is first of all, I'm biased, not gonna lie, because I'm a Leo. Let's just be fair. But it's one of my favorite cards in the deck because it is such a bright card. It is such a powerful card. The sun is a representation of that willpower, that vitality, your spirit and purpose and your identity. It's also this representation of success and joy and pleasure and celebration. And here's the thing, I feel like we are moving out of this energy, recognizing where we're imbalanced or overwhelmed, moving through it, and coming out on the other side stronger, right? With purpose, a better understanding, coming out a leader. Yes, thank you. Coming out a leader. I love this energy, you guys, because it really does feel very transformative and powerful to me. Now, of course, this is going to depend again on where you're at, but I feel like the opportunity is there. I also feel like for some, getting outside in the sun would be beneficial. We have the Nine of Pentacles, so lots of nines showing up. Which for me is exciting because nines are about that transitionary period, nearing completion, right? Attainment, fruition. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse is an obsession with work. And again, like, this is that energy, you guys, of that liberator for me. That's how this is coming through. This energy here and this Two of Pentacles energy is coming through very much for me as that liberator energy, because I feel like we're freeing ourselves from these outdated ways of thinking, right? Feeling like we have to be able to do all the things and not be able to take time to really get balanced or to understand why we do the things we do, right? And then here, like with this Nine of Pentacles, this is that obsession with, oh my gosh, excuse me, the obsession with work, or maybe like living beyond your means, or not feeling abundant, like spiritually, materially, right? And I feel like these are things that we're leaving behind. These are things that we are coming to an understanding that they don't serve us. And I feel like the more we step into our light, as it were, our soul purpose, our reason for being here, our truth, the more we start to see that these things do not align with the dreams that we have for ourselves, right? What's going to bring us fulfillment. Six of Pentacles in the reverse here as well. This is that power, domination, stinginess, strings attached type of energy. And I feel like this is something that I feel we are, again, moving out of, because I feel like we understand that these ways of being do not serve us. Being imbalanced does not serve us. Though I feel like, interestingly enough, I feel like there's some that are recognizing the imbalance and learning how to get that back into balance, right? And it's interesting because I feel like this Nine of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles energy here at the end may only apply to a few people, or like may not apply to everyone, right? So you may be watching this like, I don't feel that way. And that's fine, right? Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But Nine of Pentacles here, right, again, is that energy of like obsessing with work, which is like that typical programming that we've been taught, right? Like, again, get married, go work the 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, and or whatever, right? And then here with the Six of Pentacles, it's that power and domination. I feel like for some, we're releasing that work, taking like being, how do I word that? Money, our financial things, and our job, essentially having those strings attached, creating that power and that domination over us. And I feel like this is something that we're releasing. Again, that I don't feel like that's for everyone, right? I feel like there could be, it may be for a majority, but I don't feel like it's for everyone, because I definitely feel like there's energy here that I'm picking up on that's like, there's no way. Like, I have no interest in working the 9 to 5. I have no interest in having strings attached to my income or whatever, right? Like, I just feel like that, again, I feel like it's not going to apply for everyone. But I do feel like there are brighter days ahead. I do feel like we are close to completing a cycle. I do feel like there are definitely some deep-seated things or deeper-rooted things that are being brought up for healing this month. And I do feel like it could be triggering for some. Okay? So why is this happening? We have sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. And, here's the thing. I feel like this is about us being more tender with ourselves and allowing ourselves to experience different things, right? Like, I'm very drawn to like the tender part of it, because I feel like this is a month of healing, and I do feel like we need to be tender with ourselves. However, again, that universal 6 energy is also that representation of the lovers. And so I do feel like for some, there's this attention being put on that sacral chakra, because part of our growth and our ascension, our awakening, our acceptance of our truth is acknowledging like we are sensual beings, we are feeling beings. And I feel like a lot of times that side of ourselves is avoided or pushed down or hidden, because that's what we've been taught. So this may be coming to the surface as well. I feel like it's an important part of our journey to be in touch with that side of ourselves. And I feel like it's maybe coming to the forefront. I've kind of picked up on this a little bit in previous months as well. And I feel, again, it's kind of unfolding for everyone differently. We have Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose. You cannot make this shit up. Crossroads, no wrong path. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. We are given opportunity after opportunity, shown door after door, and we don't always see them. We really don't. Okay, let's be real. We really don't. And so I feel like, first of all, you're aligning with purpose. This is why all these things are happening, right? And I feel like that no wrong path part is like, you're going to decide to do whatever, and you are going to learn through that regardless, right? So whatever path you choose, you're learning from. Whatever path you choose, you're growing and expanding from. You're gaining new perspectives, new understandings, right? And so there is no wrong path, but know that those callings that you're experiencing from your soul self are attempting to align you with your purpose here. Okay? Halls of learning, yeah. Spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. And again, that great lessons is really standing out to me, because I feel like as a collective, we're on that fast track. Like, I feel like Spirit's like, listen, it's go time. You got to get through the things. You got to learn the things. We got to move the things so that we can continue to progress as a collective. And your work in that is very important, right? So I feel like, again, it's a big, big time of transformation for us. And I do feel like for many who have been doing some work, you may be getting that confirmation, right? Through this 10 of Cups energy, through this dreams coming true, that fulfillment, that inner happiness, right? I feel like you may be getting that confirmation, seeing like, oh, all of the things that I've done have brought me to this point, right? Have allowed these things to come in for me. So it's glorious. I love it. I love it. And finally, Thoth light codes, light initiation, great teacher awakening, divine magic. And here's the thing, you can't make this stuff up, you guys, because what was I saying, right? Great teacher awakening. I said, I felt like for many, this energy was coming forth because of that healer within, right? That going in to get people and coming back out, right? Being able to share your story and show others, give others permission that it's okay, saying, hey, this may not happen the same way for you, but this is how it happened for me, and allowing others to learn from you. And I feel like this is all tied together in that sense, right? Like, we're learning so much and going through so many things so that we can teach others, because it's part of why we're here, right? Part of why we're here as healers, as light workers, if that applies to you, is to come in, learn the things, and then go back round and teach them so that we can continue to raise the vibration of the collective. This is powerful, you guys. So why is this important, or what changes might this bring in? We have the crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table. And yes, this is about us sitting down where we're supposed to be sitting, right? This is about us taking our seat. This is about us following our dreams. And I want to lovingly say that I've had this energy come through this card before, where it is this energy of, hey, what seat do I want? Okay, I want the seat of, let's just say, I want the seat of CEO, right? It's not denying that seat. There's a reason you want that seat. Now, if it's ego-based, that's on you. You know, that's up to you. That's something for you to figure out. But like, if you're feeling called to a specific space, a specific position, a job, right? Whatever it is, there's a reason, because that seat has your name on it. Now it's up to you to take that seat. And I do feel like the things that we're going through this month are part of that initiation process, are part of us letting the old self die, stepping into this newly birthed or rebirthed version of ourselves, and allowing ourselves to sit in our power, saying, this is the seat I want, this is where I'm sitting, and I'm going to pursue that, right? It's glorious. We have healing is happening. Yes, you cannot make this stuff up. It's what I talked about in the first row here, right? You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. Also, another energy that I was talking about with this Prince card up here, right? Talking about that sacred or divine or natural masculine softening up. We're healing big, big things this month, you guys. Big, big things. Personally, collectively, and in all of these different collectives, right? Not just collectively as the human race or humanity, but collective in the divine masculine sense, collective in the feminine or divine feminine sense, collective in various different forms and fashions, right? The healer collective. I feel like this is kind of traipsing through all the different collectives, and it may look very different for each of them, but it is this energy of you are not broken, trust the process, and guess what? That confirmation is coming. That it's okay for you to trust the process, that your trust was not improperly placed or deceivingly placed, right? We have the breathing rose, heart healing, again, healing, and heart healing, which is, it's safe to soften, right? Emotions, connection, time eases, fascinating, right? Because again, that 6 energy for the universal, for September, which is that universal month energy, 6, is about harmony and cooperation and healing, all of these things. So it is not a surprise to me that this is here. Not a surprise, right? And understand, like, I'm getting this energy here, which I haven't been drawn to this part of the card before, like the time eases very much. But I'm getting this energy of like, certain things are healed at certain times because we're able to tolerate it at that point. We're ready to let it go, right? And I feel like this is where we're at. I feel like we're ready to heal. We're ready to let it go. Enough time has passed that we're ready to allow this healing to take place. We're ready to allow ourselves to feel the emotions, right? And I do want to lovingly say that when you are triggered and have to feel the things, like, it's not fun. It's really not. And anybody who tells you otherwise is fucking lying. Okay? But I do feel like we're at this space where we're like, okay, enough time has passed now. Like, I'm ready to let this go. And only when you're ready can it be done anyways. And I feel like this is very important. This brings immense changes for us, right? When our heart is healed and we open to love and we allow ourselves to not only give love, but receive love, amazing, amazing things happen. We have the bud, potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. And that's what I was saying, right? Trust the process. I feel like you're going to be getting that confirmation, right? There's been a promise made here. Your seat at the table was promised to you before you even incarnated here. It's about to happen. Keep going. Do not give up. We try that. We have all tried it. You cannot say you have never given up on yourself ever. We know what happens when we give up on ourselves. Let's try something different. Keep going. And finally, you guys, I love this so much. We have the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late and new possibilities. Right? And here, why is this, like, how is this changing our journey? Why is this important? Right? Because we've been told, again, that we're small, we're insignificant, that we can't change things, right? That we don't have endless possibilities, that the sky is not the limit, or rather the sky is the limit, right? Like, or this little glass ceiling that we placed over ourselves is that limit, whatever that looks like for you. And this is that energy of, look, we're going through all these things so that you can see, it's never too late. Your creator, the universe, God, has not turned its back on you. It's never too late. And I feel like this awakening that's taking place, this big chunk that's happening through the month of September, I feel like it's people of all ages. I really, really do. Right? I really, really do. So look for that in your children and maybe your parents or grandparents or whatever the case may be, right? I really don't feel like it's specific to any particular group, okay? So the bottom of the decks here for us is the magical child in the light attribute position, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And this is what we don't see coming. This is what we're healing. That belief that anything is possible, that belief that we can have and achieve whatever it is that we want, because we are truly magical beings, right? This is what we don't see as the outcome through all of this, what we're awakening within us as we move through this energy. Beautiful. We have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the tarot, and that is that exploration, excitement, and freedom. How fucking glorious is that, being at the bottom of the deck with that magical child? Because we are freeing ourselves from the binds that have kept us from believing that we're magical, that have kept us from believing, or rather kept us believing that we're small and insignificant, that have told us to fear ourselves and to fear going out on our own and following whatever we feel versus what's logical, right? This is so exciting, you guys. So exciting. Holy shit. You can't make this stuff up. Look at the bottom of this deck here. Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, which is a lot of what's going on here and has been going on throughout the first part of the year. And freedom again. So we have the Liberator, which is freeing yourself. We have the Page of Wands, which represents freedom, Ken. And we have this freedom here. This is what it's all about, you guys. This is where all of our hard work and effort and energy is going, towards us freeing ourselves and being sovereign souls as we're meant to be. I love this so much. I'm so excited about what's to come. And finally, the grandmothers. Remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. And I feel like this is something that we may, how do I word this? Being at the bottom of the deck, it feels to me like there's this energy of trusting what we cannot yet see and knowing that better things are coming. I also feel like there's an energy here of, regardless of what happens, whatever shows up, remember your roots, remember why you're doing what you're doing, remember your soul truth. And at your soul, you are unconditional love. That is your truth. So remember those roots, right? Gain that perspective, because this is a month of harmony and healing and cooperation. Right? So remember that. Remember that your roots are here on planet Earth. Your roots are as a human being. And every single person on this planet shares that same root. Okay. So beautiful, beautiful, expansive and powerful energies coming in for the month of September. I hope that this has been helpful for you in some way, shape, or form. Pardon me. If it has, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, and/or subscribing. I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you so very much for doing so. It helps YouTube to let others know that there may be something here for them. So I greatly appreciate that. Have an incredible, incredible, incredible month. Take care of your beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one.